Shalom. Shalom and welcome. These are man's final steps. Yes, these are man's final steps. This is a continuing series to those who would be among the ranks of the 144,000, 12,000 each representing the 12 tribes of Yasharal, commonly known as Israel, and to the multitude who will come out of the great tribulation. These who are mentioned in Revelation 7th and 14th chapter. Today is December 24th, 2013. My name is Symmanayah, and these are the words in which I am compelled to present. In this segment, it is entitled, When Local Borders Close, Locked In, Locked Out. My brothers and sisters, allow me to revisit the following scriptures, Matthew 24, 6 and 7, and it reads, And you should begin to hear of fightings and reports of fightings. See that you are not troubled, for these have to take place, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and reign against reign, and there shall be scarcities of food, and deadly diseases, and earthquakes in places. Let me also read what I consider a cycle for judgment according to what is written in Amos. In the 4th chapter of Amos, we read these words, verses 6 through 12. And I also gave you cleanness of teeth in all your cities, and lack of bread in all your places, but you did not turn back to me, declares Yahuwah. And I also withheld rain from you 3 months before the harvest. Then I would send rain on one city and on another city. I would not send rain. One part was rained upon, and where it did not rain, the part would dry up. Then 2 or 3 cities would wander to another city to drink water, but they were not satisfied. But you did not turn back to me, declares Yahuwah. I have smitten you with blight and with mildew. The creeping locust devoured your many gardens and your vineyards, and your fig trees and your olive trees, but you did not turn back to me, declares Yahuwah. I have sent among you a plague in the way of Mitzrayim. I have slain your young men with a sword, along with your captured horses. I have made the stench of your camps come up into your nostrils, but you did not turn back to me, declares Yahuwah. I have overthrown some of you as Elohim overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, and you were like a burning stick plucked from the burning, but you did not turn back to me, declares Yahuwah. Therefore, I am doing this to you, O Yasharal, and because I do this to you, prepare to meet your Elohim, O Yasharal. I have come to know this passage, Amos 4th chapter, 6 through 12, as a cycle of judgment, a sequence of events, humbling time for those who seek to be obedient. My brothers and sisters, many of you have heard me state in times past that in the wake of famine, drought, pestilence, and disease, we will witness chaos, civil unrest, turmoil, economic collapse, and much more. Recently in my prayers, I believe the Spirit of Yahushua pressed upon me to believe when intensity hits, we will witness a time when local borders will close. Yes, when local borders will close. People will become locked in, and in some cases, individuals will be locked out. You see, my brothers and sisters, resources for survival such as fresh water and food will become very limited, along with ways and means for dealing with pestilence and disease. I am compelled to believe that local governments will determine that they only have enough for their citizens. As a result, they will begin to protect their borders. I believe agreements will be put in place to cause massive groups to be locked within the borders of a local community, and there will be those locked out who will not be allowed to enter in fear of them consuming what limited resources regarding fresh water and food remains. In an effort to manage these limited resources, yes, people will be locked in and some locked out. Those that are locked in is to prevent them from going and trying to attack and get inside those places where you are locked out, where there will not be any welcomed, but nothing but resistance to prevent you from coming in. You see, my brothers and sisters, you would not have to look hard. The rhetoric or message regarding crowded population affecting resources already echoes on the west coast of the United States. It echoes in China, India, Bangladesh, and many other geographic areas that are contending with increased populations. There's even a recommendation to depopulate the planet. Yes, it is recommended that only a half a billion, 500 million is the number in which humanity could be sustained, or man can be sustained. So there are moves and actions to depopulate the planet. If we were to consider all that we are witnessing regarding the quality of our food, as well as fresh water and the availability of these things, one would not have to press hard to see some form of depopulation actions have already begun. While these are indeed alarming words, know this: containment and control will be the actions of the wicked one, the beast, the anti-Mashiach, anti-Messiah. The false prophet and the emerging one world order will enact many mechanisms to battle for control. We are at war, my brothers and sisters. This is a battle, and soon business as usual in our day-to-day routines will be altered. When borders close and people are locked in or locked out, the realities will set in, and within these closed local borders will be martyrs. Yes, martyrs will be within these borders that will close. They will die, representing the reign of Yahushua. Individuals who will be in the ranks of the 144,000 and some from the multitude who will come out of the great tribulation will be guided to a safe place. Remember, the scriptures state a great multitude came out of the tribulation, but it does not state that all will be guided to a safe place. Also, end-time prophecies foretell of some of us becoming martyrs. Do not be remiss of these foretold words. While I cannot say if there will be mighty powers that will break the closed borders in order to release those locked in, while I cannot state or say that individuals will receive the power to knock down, or we will witness the power of the hand of the Most High knock down borders that locks us out, I cannot say either way. But I am persuaded to believe it is possible. More than anything, I believe we will and are receiving living guidance to prepare us, to alert us, to press forward ahead of such conditions before the borders are indeed closed. I believe we will witness intimate movement until we reach our final destination. One of the most difficult things is belief in what is unseen and yet to be proven. Keep in mind, my brothers and sisters, there was unbelief among those during the days of Noah, as well as unbelief in Lot's son-in-law during the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. I strongly encourage and urge each of us to come to grips with the absence of a rewind button. In other words, we will not have a second chance to get it right during intense times. It will be wise to prepare a ready mind, clear eyes, and open ears with a decision to act with precision, lest we find ourselves left behind. Pertaining to the 144,000, nothing will stop what the scriptures has foretold regarding gathering Yasharal from the four corners of the earth. Nothing, not man, not woman, nor child, nor government, nor armies. Nothing. Scriptures will be fulfilled. My brothers and sisters, I am referring to the borders from the smallest levels will erupt. This includes neighborhoods, cities, counties, states, countries, and more, trying to protect what remains of available resources. Keep in mind, when local borders close, it will be in the midst of people desperate to survive the intensity of famine, drought, pestilence, and disease. Governments and or militia groups will enact rules to either keep people locked in or locked out. Pray and watch. It is possible to discern whether my words are true. The Spirit of Yahushua will guide, and he will use those whom he has chosen. Hindsight can be dangerous and regretful. I cannot stress enough the need to develop a ready mind, body, and soul to respond. For those who would be in the ranks of the martyrs, let us pray for them and their strength. These are man's final steps, and our Mashiach returns soon. There will be an emergence of the 144,000 in multitude. Till next time, my brothers and sisters, stay tuned. Stay tuned. Until next time, shalom, shalom, shalom.